Thank you, Ninjas, for tuning in. I'm Joey Moss with Core Set 2020 spoilers. This is really cool. I think Core Set 2019 was a little underwhelming. Yes, we did have some really cool hits out of there, Bolus and all such, but it seemed to me that if it wasn't mythic, it was kind of bust. Did anyone else kind of get that feeling from Core Set 2019? I think a lot of us did. But with this new Core Set 2020, it's gearing up to be pretty good. I noticed a couple good rares. Not that the All-Seeing Sphinx here is that amazing, but there are some tricks with it. I'm just hoping the value is in 2020, whereas 2019, it was all in the mythic slot, man. Let's just do this. So we have Adamsus All-Seeing. It is a 6-drop. Legendary creature Sphinx. You guys know how I feel about Sphinxes. This guy has a very interesting look to him. Can we blow that up a little bit for you guys? This is fun. What is going on there? Oh my God. Look, that is like the cheesiest match. Like, I just beat your booty. But if you look at this, look at the card. Read what it says right here. Whenever Adamsus All-Seeing deals damage to an opponent, you may reveal your hand. If cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. Now, of course, the easy way to go ahead and get the damage in with this guy would be a Sorcerer's Wand. You just drop it for 1, and then you got to equip it to your All-Seeing, and then you just tap it, and that damage is going to get right through. You would be dealing damage to your opponent, and when that happens, you may reveal your hand. So you're revealing your own hand. If cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. Okay? So you're going to destroy your opponent. Now, right now, Reliquary Tower, which allows you to have no maximum hand size, that is currently in Standard. I'm just throwing that out there. So that means you could have at least 6 different converted mana costs. It'll make it a little easier if you're able to draw a whole bunch of cards. So I think in a deck that is draw heavy, even the ability on the card allows you to draw 2 cards and discard 1. This could be a win con. I'm for sure going to try out the win con. I'm not saying it's going to be competitive, but I am saying it will win matches, you know. Probably less times than more, but nonetheless, it looks like it's going to be some fun. I like Adamsus All-Seeing bird here. It's pretty cool. Guess who's back? That's right, back again. It is Leyline of Sanctity. It is back. They had to reprint this. There's no way. If they did not reprint this after the Mulligan rule change, there's no way this card would be sitting at like even $15-20 right now. I mean, this card would be sitting around like 50 to 60. It was just continuously climbing. Now that has to bring back a question, or that begs to bother to ask the question. Leylines. Are Leylines just going to come back full cycle in this new 2020? Well, it might not be a terrible idea. I know Leyline of Sanctity, there's 2 Leylines I think that are just really through the roof in pricing. They were teetering 30 to 40 to $50 worth, you know. If they don't reprint all those, I mean, those other Leylines are going to continuously go up slowly. But these are the big ones. This is the big one, Leyline of Sanctity. And the other Leyline, it's the black one. Someone can let me know. I can't remember the name of it. But that one's really big too as well. And they needed this price to come down. I already know. I don't know what the price was at 2 days ago before this was announced, but right now it's currently sitting around, according to TCG Player, it's about $20, $22. Now that's probably going to continuously climb down. People are going to dump their copies of Leyline, and this thing's been printed. This is the 3rd time, I think, 4th printing, maybe 3rd or 4th printing of it. Ridiculous. Great card though, but if it's your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. You have hexproof. So basically, just think of any kind of mono red deck. Get out of here. You know, they can't really affect you that much unless they're coming at you just with creatures. Because if you have hexproof, you can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponent controls. It's pretty nuts, man. So Leyline of Sanctity is pretty phenomenal. Next up, we got the Aether Gust. It is a 2-drop instant. Choose target spell or permanent that's red or green. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of his library. Why so much hate on red or green? What did red or green do recently? I don't think they're that strong currently in Standard, are they? Did I miss something? Maybe I have. Haven't played quite a bit of Standard lately. But Aether Gust, very interesting card. Is that a horse? Is that a mule? Is that a bull? Is that a donkey? I don't know. It looks like something crazy, but that thing is upside down. By the way, there was like a tornado here today. I missed it. I don't know. It was crazy. Enough said. So there's Aether Gust. Aether Gust is out. Risen Reef. 3-drop, Elemental. There is possibly enough Elemental tribal synergy, maybe, that we can see in Elemental tribal deck. Competitive possibility. We're getting there. Whenever Resin Reef or another Elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put the card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. So that's legit, I suppose. Resin Reef, it's a 1/1. I mean, yeah, if there's any chance for elementals, this thing is probably going to be a part of that elemental synergy deck. Decent card, uncommon. Kaikar, Wind's Fury. It is a 4-dropper there. Bird Wizard, flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Sacrifice a spirit, add red to your mana pool. It's a 3/3. This is something I think a lot of Commander players probably wanted to see a while ago, a ways ago, years ago, and it never came around. But now we have something. This thing can get out of control pretty quick. Now, for Standard, though, yeah, there spirit creature token tribal, it could possibly be a thing. There are cards in the current meta right now where you can benefit greatly off of spirit cards. And right now, Wind's Fury, even just giving +1/+1 to all spirits, that exists right now. I think it's 2 or 3 in a blue. And also, there's cards that just give all your flying creatures +1/+1. You know, there's a lot of spirit stuff going on where this Bird Wizard could be impactful in Standard. I don't know how impactful, but it is a 3/3, which is kind of iffy because, I mean, it's not 4, you know, like a Lava Coil could take it out. Like that would be like the only option in red, you know. But being a 3/3, I mean, the strikes and a slew of other cards can easily just knock this thing out. But still a really cool card nonetheless. I do like it. The artwork, I don't know what happened there. I get it, but I don't get it. It looks like they just threw like a robe on a Canadian goose or something like that. I don't get it. Infuriate. I had to mention this one. It's the only comment on the entire list, but it seems pretty sweet. It's a 1-drop. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. That's huge. You know, they do have giant strength in green, but in red, they don't have nothing like that. Not that I'm aware of. +3/+2 until end of turn. That's going to really help out. And it's target creature. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. It's going to help out with a lot of those other cards, some of those rares and mythics that really abuse targeting a specific creature. It's a great card for the meta. Thought Distortion. I just like the artwork on this one. It is a 6-drop. The spell can't be countered. Oh my god, it looks like Jim Carrey a little bit. Target opponent reveals their hand. Exile all non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard. Wow. That's pretty brutal. That would shut down quite a bit of blue players. If this can't be countered and you just get all of their non-creature, non-land cards up out of there, that is... how many non-land... non-creature, or how many non-creature spells does a blue deck really run? I can't say there's a heck ton, of creature cards usually in a blue deck. You know, maybe 8, and it all depends. It all depends on what strategy they're going for. Like your mono blue deck recently that really took off. I think that was running 8 to 12, creatures, or maybe was it about that? About 12, average of 12 to 14. But this kind of deck. Really, really cool, man. This kind of card would slide into a deck real nice. If blue is really that big of a threat, let's just say. Or any other kind of deck that really comes along, that is relying heavily on the non-creature, on the non-creature card. I keep saying non-land, but lands are just kind of a given. This could be a big threat, man. Could be a big threat. Really cool. I like it. A Johnny Strength of the Pride. It is a 4-drop. And it's sweet. I think it's really sweet. I like the artwork on this one, too. They stepped up a little bit. It's a mythic. +1. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of planeswalkers you control. Its -2 is really sweet. Create a 2/2 white cat soldier creature token named a Johnny's Pride Mate. You gotta be kidding me. That is so cool. With whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on a Johnny's Pride Mate. we have an Ajani that spits out Ajani's pride mates. That's like the last thing I think a lot of people wanted, but the first things a lot of us wanted. Yeah. I think it's really funny and it's going to be silly in this new meta. I'm looking forward to it. And it's 0 if you have at least 15 life, more than your starting life total. Exile Ajani's strength to the pride and each artifact and creature your opponents control. That's pretty nutty. I mean, in competitive, I don't know, but non-competitive play, I mean, it's pretty easy to get up there in your life to use and abuse its ultimate, which is 0. Could be pretty sweet, man. We're gonna find out. But like with cards of Angel of Vitality, which is a new print, it's a 3-drop flying. If you would gain life, you gain that much life plus 1 instead. Angel of Vitality gets +2/+2 as long as you have 25 or more life. It's a deuce. I think mono red is definitely going to be not as hot as it was. At least not mono red burn. I said it last time, but War of the Spark hitting. But this time, I can't. I can't. They have to eventually give up with the mono red, man. I think we've had enough, and Wizards needs to do things to change that. And these are some cards that are going to change the meta. Perhaps, if we can get enough competitive cards to go with Ajani Strength of the Pride here, the Angel Vitality would definitely be one of them. You know, give us like another 4 or 5 that really do really good. I'm not saying all this in 2020, but if we can get enough synergy here, this could be a competitive thing. So keep that in mind. Bundle promo, Chandra's Regulator. Roundup. Is it Roundup? Sure. All right, so it was a clear black night, a clear white moon, and Warren G was on the street trying to... That's not Chandra's regular... Okay, so for 2, it's a legendary artifact. It comes into bundles, okay? It's a promo in every bundle, I guess, which is something new they're doing here. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of a Chandra Planeswalker, you may pay 1. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for the copy. And for 1, tap it, discard a mountain card or a red card, draw a card. I think this is if Chandra is going to have any chance at just going, hear me out, a Chandra tribal ever in Standard, it's the time is now. We just got 3 new Chandras, which just came out, that were just announced. Plus the other, how many Chandras are already in Standard right now? 2 others, maybe 3 others. I'm not sure the exact number. I didn't do research. I do apologize. But there is enough Chandras for a Chandra tribal build. And this would probably be the only time you would see Chandra's Regulator appearing in a deck, is if you're running tribal Chandra. But just think of how busted that could be if you're running all your Chandras. Any of her abilities, activate a loyalty ability of Chandra's Planeswalker, you may pay 1. If you do, you copy that ability, you may choose your targets. That can get busted out and out of hand really, really quick, man. That is pretty strong right there. And not to mention, even after this Standard, I'm sure we're going to see another Chandra in the next set, moving forward. I don't know about 3 of them, but crikey, mate. So Chandra's Regulator is pretty cool. Empyrean Eagle is a 3-drop bird spirit. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. There it is again, man. This whole bird spirit synergy stuff can really take off. This could go with that bird wizard from earlier. Watch out, guys. There's a lot of stuff that makes things flying very powerful. And they already exist in the meta, but now with cards like this, I mean, you are really gearing up for some kind of butt kicking, man. Rihanna, Angel of Rebirth. I'm not sure I like the artwork on that. I mean, I like the wings on it. I think the wings are beautiful, but what's going on with her? She looks kind of scared. Oh, she's terrified. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on there. All right, this is the Buy a Box promo, guys. So you buy a booster box while supplies last at your OGS. You get the Buy a Box promo card with it. For 5, it has flying. Other multicolored creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever another multicolored creature you control dies, return it to the owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. It's a 5/4. Yeah, it's not a bad card. Is it going to compete with something like Nexus of Fate and value? Probably not. But it's pretty powerful, man. I mean, for 5, you already got a 5/4 flyer. with an Anthem ability. Other multi-creature or multicolored creatures you control get +1/+0. There's already cards that exist that give multicolored creatures +1/+1. There's multicolored creature spells that if you cast a multicolored creature spell, you're able to draw one. And that's already current in the normal standard right now. So with this edition, we might see something crazy pop off here. I'm not sure. It could happen here. It's a powerful card, man. It's a cool card. Cryptic Caves. That's right. Cryptic Caves. At least for a while. We got Crucible of Worlds over here. For one, I'm sorry, you could add a colorless. And then for one, tap it, sacrifice Cryptic Caves, draw a card, activate its ability only if you control 5 or more lands. Well, with something like Crucible of Worlds over here, you can continuously just keep doing that. Because you may play land cards from your graveyard. So you can sacrifice this and keep getting that card draw. Is it worth it for you really to go that deep and, add a Crucible of Worlds or two into your deck just to use and abuse a spell like this? Probably, or a card like this? Probably not. But with other cards that exist, maybe, and maybe something new they give us, perhaps. But remember, Crucible of Worlds is only going to be around for another 4 months or so before it's gone. So something to consider. Cavalier of Flame. Well, look at this beast. I just want to point out it's a 5-drop. Already it's a 6/5 for 5. That is pretty good. All right? That alone is pretty good. But the spells on top of it, or the abilities on top of it, for 2, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you can continuously pump that as much as you want. As long as you have the mana to do it, you can continuously pump that. There's no tap on it. When Cavalier of Flame enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards. Then draw that many cards. This is looking like a standard I want to get back into. You guys notice I didn't make a lot of War of the Spark decks. I like the cards, but I just didn't care for the meta. So I think this new upcoming one, you're going to see a lot of builds from Joey Moss here. A lot more fun decks, some crazy antics. You can't expect that. But when Cavalier Flame enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. All right. When Cavalier Flame dies, it deals X damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard. So again, there is stuff that makes that you benefit when you dump stuff into your graveyard, and this would be a great way, maybe a top end to finish off one of those kind of matches. Not bad at all. Or this could be just a mono red, really insanely awesome, powerful top end card for that kind of build. The Cavalier Flame, do not underestimate it. This is probably going to be one of the more expensive mythic cards in the set. I'd say probably starting out, probably $10 to $15 coming out the gate, man. It looks pretty good. Cavalier Flame's legit. Dragon Mage is a 7-drop. This is a reprint. Dragon Wizard. Whenever Dragon Mage deals combat damage to a player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. A 5/5 flyer. Pretty cool. Glad to see it back. Scheming Symmetry. This card is goofy sauce, man. Get a look at that artwork. I give appreciation to it. It's like a throwback. It really is. I feel like we're thrown back into stuff here. Pretty cool. I do like the card artwork alone. That enough is a sell point for me. Choose 2 target players. Each of them searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts that card on top of it. Now off rip, you might be thinking, God, that's terrible. Not really if you have something like Ashiok Dream Renderer out. Let's just say you're in a 1-1 environment, not Commander, okay? But in a 1-1 environment, and you got Ashiok Dream Renderer out, well, your -1 target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into your graveyard, then exile each opponent's graveyard. That's pretty legit. That could work out really well, because then whenever they just tutored up, you're just getting rid of it, and then exile each opponent's graveyard. You're exiling it right after the fact. So just with something like Ashiok or something similar, that can kick off the top card or top few cards of your opponent, even a discard kind of build, this is great. Because this is basically a tutor just for you in the right synergy. And this thing can come in really handy and just get up whatever you need. Put it on top of your deck. Oh, you thought your opponent... No, I'm sorry, opponent. You're not doing nothing. No, I'm getting rid of that, So, pretty awesome card. I think it's going to see a heck ton of play. I think it's one of the better rares in this set. It should maintain a pretty nice price tag, as long as you can combo with something else. You don't want to give your opponent, all access and all power. Really cool card, though. Wake Root Elemental. Oh, man, they're really pushing these elementals this time, guys. It's a 5/5 for 6. It's green. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what it does. For 5, untap target land. Okay. I can't think of too many amazingly awesome lands we'd want to untap right now that are in Standard, but outside of Standard, you got stuff like Gaia's Cradle, or just basically any really busted, powerful card that when whatever its ability is, it's really strong. That would probably go well with this Awake Root Elemental. So this card it's probably going to see more play outside of Standard than it would see in Standard. But then again, it's really not even that great of a card. You're just untapping one land, and then it becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste until end of turn. It's still a land. Do you really want to go at it with your Gaia's Cradle and risk losing that? I mean, I don't know what's going on here with this thing. I don't think it's that great of a card. I think it's okay. And it could be fun to mess around with, but I don't see anywhere where it's going to be competitive. So, Dread Presence. I love the artwork on this thing, man. It's like the Shadow People. It's a 4-drop. Really cool, interesting card. Creature Nightmare. Whenever a swamp enters the battlefield of your control, choose one. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. Or Dread Presence deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. It's 3/3. This is... I wanted to swear. This is really good. Okay, this is a very strong card. It beckons silently, waiting in the darkness. Sure does, Shadow People. I like that they brought Shadow People back. I think it's creepy looking, man. Let's blow up that artwork a little bit. But just a little bit about this card. There's already cards similar out there with similar abilities on it, okay? But this thing, I mean, let's say you were to wait until like turn 5 to play it, if you didn't ramp up at all. You're still getting some kind of benefit out of it, You're still able to benefit off this. Because you draw a card, you lose 1. Dread Presence deals 2 damage to any target, and you gain 2 life. I think the 4 is kind of steep on it for it to really shine. But whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, that's what I'm saying. Like if you wait until turn 5, then you're guaranteed you can get that swamp to drop right after you cast your Dread Presence. Then you play your swamp, and then you can choose one from there. But what's going to happen by turn 5? Even if they were to destroy this, is what I'm saying. Even if they were to destroy this, that's my argument. But there's also decks where you could just bring back. You can splash down. You sacrifice a bunch of cards, and then you return that many land cards. There's a lot of flexibility, I think, with this kind of card. I don't know if it's going to be competitive enough because it's a 3/3. 3 toughness is not the biggest bang for your buck there. But it's a really cool card. And at 4, maybe it's not too expensive, not too cheap. I think they would have done 3. I mean, I think it would have been a little broken there. Cool card, though. Loxodon Lifesinger. I haven't even reviewed this one yet. Creature Elephant Cleric. When Loxodon Lifesinger enters the battlefield, you may have your life total become equal to the total toughness among creatures you control. Well, that's pretty cool. It does cost 6, though, so you better have a lot of creatures out. For 6, Loxodon Lifesinger gets +X on end of turn, where X is your life total. So one of these kind of guys. I think I understand here. Enters the battlefield, you may have your life total. Oh, may have your life total become equal to the total number of toughness. Okay. Wow. Yeah. That could be a way you just never die. I mean, even against like burn kind of stuff. As long as you have a lot of creatures out, that could be pretty sweet. I think it's an okay card. 6 is kind of a bit steep to cast, but maybe like a 1 or 2 of in some decks. Hey, I've been wrong about these things before. I could be wrong about this one too, but it looks pretty cool. It looks like a fun, interesting card to play. I don't think it's going to be too standard competitive. But then again, yeah, if they're going for tribal, not tribal, but if we're trying to make a competitive life gain deck, this might be at your top end. Just saying, throw it out there, especially if Red's still like kicking butt, taking numbers. Oh, wow. Well, this is the entirety of the spoilers today, guys. No edits, man. I like to just breeze through this and act like we're in the room, just kind of BSing back and forth, I don't like making a huge, crazy production about these videos. I'd like just to breathe and just fluidly talk without any edits, Life is full of mistakes. I make a lot of them. And I'm sure we all do. All right, guys, take a moment, hit that like button. It does help out a lot. I appreciate you tuning in and look forward to another Modern Horizons booster box opening very soon. Skadoosh.